Well, top of the morning to y'all. Julie and I are back at it this morning. Yesterday was a long day, but we got a lot accomplished, and today is cleanup day. So, you know, it's going to be a long day of burning. We have to build small fires since it is here in Texas, 100-degree days. But, you know, I've got a 10-12 foot deep hole that contains everything inside, and you know, we got hoses, the whole bit sitting here, and we're gonna get her cleaned up, and hopefully we're gonna figure out how to get that frame over there picked up and moved out of here without damaging any underground water or power lines. Julie is gonna battle every wasp nest, and she's going to start separating the metal from the burnables, and we're going to get her done. So hope none of us get stung today. I can't even get over there right now because it's so aggressive. But I know the camera was back a ways, and I couldn't really stop because the wall was ready to fall the opposite way. Matter of fact, a small little portion did lean right over there, but there's no weight to it. And I was moving really slow due to the fact that water line right there, and then a big section of the wall bridged right over there, right over the hose bib and the other water line that I cut off. But look at those beasts. Those things are just out for blood right now. So there is no nests left because most of them were in the walls. So I'm gonna keep just trying to drag this stuff onto the pile here, and I'm safe in the cab, you know, in here, safe as can be from those little critters, and it's air conditioned. Ooh. That's not that big of a pile, huh? That's gonna, I don't really have to build, you know, dig that deep of a hole. Everything pretty much burned. I mean, we did this quick. This is all the metal that we've gotten out of it so far. Now we're going to clean off the frame. Going to figure out how we're going to drag it without hitting the main water line, which is exposed underneath. We've got some railroad ties, might just build it up. Not sure how it's going to happen yet, but see if we can show it. got across. We had temporarily put in for our shop, but because of the tornadoes, we don't have power to our shop right now. So we're going to put a couple of 2x6s on each side of the phone line, so it'll protect it and we can drive right over it. Long. You just bent it on over. Now I'm just going to call a scrapper and let him deal with it. So let me take you along for a ride. Go back over here. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Get in there and I'm going to scrape all that out, take out the stuff we don't want to burn, and hopefully we'll have this cleaned up in a couple of hours. So stay tuned. Okay, for all you states out there that have pretty strict regulations on how deep to set power lines, water lines, and so forth, here is high voltage lines. Oh, let's take a look here. I would probably say that that's 4 inches, if that. So scraping it, I just grabbed the high voltage lines, and as you've seen earlier, I pulled the meter and disconnected the power. So this here is really kind of a bummer. But for all of you that are moving to Texas, this right here is a perfect example of locating. Now, I really didn't have intentions of going any further than, well, maybe a foot in scraping the ground. And this here will pretty much show you that the restrictions here are pretty minimal. And this is a homeowner that ended up putting this in. And that's what happens here in Texas. Homeowners that have lived here all their life, they don't really realize that, you know, there's a reason why you want to set your power 3 feet into the earth. And, you know, it's obviously different in different states, but, you know, this is why I'm a fan of permits. I'm not a fan of like the ridiculous permits like in Oregon. They just permitted the hell out of all of us. You had to have a permit in order to install a gutter, okay, or a downspout. Crazy, ridiculous. But when it comes to something like high voltage, you know what? I'm all for it. So, you know, this is actually a good thing, because if we ever sell this property, divide this property, I wouldn't want to sell the property with the power, you know, right below ground level. So, you know, we're just going to do it right and make sure that the power running to our dilapidated shop over there, which is out of power due to the damage that occurred to our power box during the high winds and trees coming down, smashed my power box. Smashed it pretty well. There you go. Craziness, I tell you. And you know, a lot of people would get kind of upset over this, but again, I'm actually looking at it as a blessing, who knows, for either us in the future or somebody else that acquires this property, because you hit that high power line and it's not disconnected like we did. That could definitely be death. So, all right, back at it. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up before dark and all burned. And as you can see, our burn pile, it's over 100 degrees right now. And the humidity isn't bad today. It's actually, what'd you say? 50%. Oh, okay, it's only 50%. So, you know, it's not as bad as those 90 to 100% humidity days. But when it's hot out, I will burn. But what I do is I get the burn pile started, and then I throw dirt on it. It's just going to sit there and consume itself without the dangers of burning on a hot day. Well, from earlier in the video, quite a difference, eh? Well, let's get her cleaned up now. Hey, I just wanted to give my wife some credit here. It being over 100, the sun index is like, I don't know. I'm not sure how they say it. I think they said it's like 11, so it's supposed to feel like 112 or something like that. You know? Yeah, I'm operating the machinery and everything, but I've got air conditioning. Not the greatest air conditioning, but at least it's air blown. So she's a trooper. Got me a keeper. There you go. Took us, by the time you add up all the 2-3 hours here and there and rain showers and having to deal with business and life, we probably got this done in 3 days, maybe 4 days. You know, it was actually a bigger job than what we actually planned on doing, but you know what? Julie and I got in here and we just slammed it out. As you've seen in the videos, we started out with the track hoe and we ended up with the 650 skid steer. Skid steer, what an awesome piece of equipment. Would have been a little bit better if we would have had the claw, but they wanted $350-400 bucks to rent it, and we were just like, no. I'll save that. But anyhow, this piece of property is, go ahead and stand up, Julie, and you can see here we still got a little bit picking up cinder block, and we still got a pile of metal. We took all the metal back other than the steel frame, which, as you've seen, I bent it in half, so it's 40 feet long. So I'm gonna have to get an acetylene torch and cut it into pieces. But other than that, we have all this concrete stacked up right here that we're gonna put down for a sitting area, like a concrete pad down by the pond. And another adventure. You guys, thanks a lot for joining us. Peace. Well, I'm not sure if I can talk here or not, because this is wasp zone. There's a big nest right here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, keep that! Where's the spray? Run! Run, Forrest!